Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So now we see Jalen Brunson officially is not a starter in the All-Star game. They selected Tyrese Halliburton, who deserves it, and Dame Lillard, who's been up and down. His shooting percentages aren't great. He's still putting up points, and the Bucks have a great record. But Jalen Brunson, in my estimation, has been the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. I love what Halliburton's doing. Need to see it in the playoffs. I saw what Brunson did when he was on the court with Jimmy Butler and other players like that. I'm ready to see the type of postseason Halliburton's going to have. The thing is, you have to have Halliburton there with those assist totals and what he's been able to do to lead Indiana up into this point. He's going to be able to get them into the playoffs if they continue to play at this level. I think him and Brunson should have been the backcourt, but Charles Barkley went in. But first, we're going to take a look at what Kendrick Perkins said. Jalen Brunson not being an all-star starter in the Eastern Conference is a tragedy. I can't wait until I'm in front of a camera on NBA Today. That's some BS. Carry on. So he's not feeling it. He also not feeling the Ant Edwards disrespect. And he said he's going to address all this tomorrow. But let's listen to Chuck. Let's people.
So big picture, we look at what we've just witnessed here, Chuck, and what's your takeaway?
Well, I actually like, when you were going over, I like what the player said. I got nothing. I'm never going to throw shade at Dame Lillard. I love him as a person and as a player, but I would have loved to see Jalen Brunson be a starter. I said this last year. I can't believe what a great player he's turned into. When he went to the Knicks last year, I was like, that's a good signing. It's one of the best signings I've ever seen for a free agent. Nobody knew he was going to be that good. He has been fantastic. He's made the Knicks relevant. And I would love,
You don't think the Lakers signing Shaq was?
No, Shaq was a Hall of Famer.
You said one of the greatest signings in free agency.
Yeah, it is one of the greatest
Did he say that? Shaq, did he not say that?
And I'll stick by that.
But it is a great free agent.
It's not bringing Shaq to Los Angeles.
But listen, Shaq was already one of the best players in the world ever.
That's nobody a great free agent signing.
Nobody thought Jalen Brunson was going to be as good as he is.
You don't think bringing Kevin Durant to Golden State was a great?
Those guys were already made men.
Okay.
Nobody thought Jalen Brunson was going to be.
No, he's great. I mean, I'm happy for him. He's going to be an all-star. But
he's going to be an all-star. But I'm saying that's one of the greatest free agent signings in my opinion. It's my opinion. Like Shaq and Kevin Durant, those guys, Hall of Famers. They were already great players when they got traded. Nobody, and I guarantee if the Knicks be honest with you, they didn't think he was going to be this good. They thought he would be an upgrade. But what Jalen Brunson has did for the Knicks, he made the New York Knicks relevant for the first time since Patrick Ewing, plain and simple. 27
points a game for Jalen Brunson, 4 rebounds and 6 assists, playing in 42 of their 44 games. And I should point out, I talked about how close that race was between Damian Lillard and Jalen Brunson. Actually, identical finishing scores of 3.75, but because Lillard had more fan votes, that is the tiebreaker.
Oh, wow.
So Damian Lillard becomes the starter for the Eastern Conference in the backcourt.
Shout out to Dame Lillard for making the NBA All-Star starter, because is this Dame's first time ever starting? Because I feel like with Steph and those guys in the Western Conference, he never was selected as an All-Star starter. So shout out to him. Don't want to take away from his moment. He's earned it, put in a lot of hard work. I just feel like Jalen Brunson, if any guard was going to start in the Eastern Conference, Jalen Brunson should be the first one. That's just my opinion. He's playing in the biggest market, doing it. A lot of people saying go get all these players, but Jalen Brunson is handling the pressure of being the guy in New York. And so when you look at some of these players, they can't handle when the city turns on them and I ain't gonna say turn on them, but when they don't live up to expectations and the city's demanding more of them, a lot of people don't handle that, like Jalen Brunson handling. But Jalen Brunson is delivering so far. But you got some stars that can fold under that pressure. You know what I'm saying? Of being a New York Knick. I feel like Jalen Brunson is more than delivered. I think he's not flashy. He doesn't jump 40 inches off the ground. But I've heard Gilbert Arenas talking about they need to get a real star. They need more players, yes, but Brunson is a real star. If you just look at the way that he scores the basketball, how in control of the game he is, the way he uses his shoulders and angles, and the way he finishes through contact. And I would say he doesn't make the ooh and ah play, but he does at times. I mean, sometimes when he jukes his defender, makes him fall, or, crosses somebody up, hit him with a spin, something like that, those ball fakes where he gets you reaching and out of place, then, those are exciting plays, but he's low to the ground. So a lot of people don't give Brunson the respect that he deserves. And I feel like that's why Candace Parker and others are kind of understating who he is as a basketball player. But Jalen Brunson is like that. I've been saying it since he was in Dallas, that he just needed more opportunity. Now he's likely to get, that reserve spot. So, he's going to still qualify for that Supermax and hit those marks. So, I think that's the one, or his first, second, and third All-NBA team. I don't know right offhand. I come off the top, you know what I'm saying? I don't over-research, but I know it's one of those markers, if not both of them, that you have to hit for that Supermax. But, he's going to make his All-Star team. I mean, Brunson should have been on the All-Star team last year. Let's just tell the truth, right? He should have been there last year, but I'm a big Jalen Brunson fan, man. It's no secret. And it's not being a homer for Jalen Brunson. It's just that it's like he's the most disrespected star player in the league right now. I feel like he has taken – this is what people don't want to talk about. This is the conversation they don't want to have. In his first season, he took him farther than Melo did his entire tenure with the Knicks. So you're going to have people – that's going to be so forgetful to that fact. If Jalen Brunson doesn't accomplish another thing, they went further than they did with Melo, who people would say was a big superstar at the time. And I feel like Melo was playing his best ball, and Denver was the best situation for him. And then when he started going around New York, he wasn't he was putting up numbers and everything, but those teams were never a threat. But I feel like when he was in Denver, they were a threat. But Brunson, man, y'all got to stop sleeping on Jalen Brunson. Kenny Smith, you got to stop hating on Jalen Brunson. Chuck just said he's one of the best free agent signings. And he is. The Knicks are relevant. The NBA is better when the Knicks are relevant. Jalen Brunson brought them back to relevance. He did more than Melo did when he was there as far as how far they went in the playoffs. They went to the same round, but they actually won more games in that round against the team that eventually went to the finals, and at times he was the best player on the court in that series. So let's just get him, man, his flowers, man. We ain't saying he the greatest player all time or nothing like that, but if you talking about the very top point guards in the NBA currently, Jalen Brunson's name is right there with whoever you want to bring up right now. I'm talking about current. I ain't talking about what they did in the past. I'm talking about right now, today. Bring up any name, I can line Jalen Brunson up across the court from him, period. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.